Welcome all you beautiful viewers of the Pacific Northwest and tuning in around the world via YouTube to this week's edition of INTV's Team Action News. It is April 24th, 2014. I am Jeffrey Jorgensen.
And I am Regan Johnson.
Nolan is not going to be with us this week, thank goodness. The less I see of Nolan, the better. And this actually puts Regan ahead of the polls from Eddie for being at this desk and sitting in front of the camera to bring us the news. And you have only been with us about 3 weeks, and Eddie's been with us for about 3 years, so that's saying something. Right, Eddie? Yeah, that's what I thought. Regan, what do we got in the news for this week?
Well, this week, the NYPD started a Twitter campaign which failed miserably. They were asking the general public to take pictures with the policemen, thinking that it would be a positive outlook on the NYPD. But it backfired because the public started posting pictures of police brutality, all sorts of things.
That is not surprising. It seems like the more pictures I see of police on the internet, it's all brutality. You know, never really any good things. I know that they're doing great things out there, but I saw this video of this girl getting kicked in the head by a police officer when she was in cuffs.
Wow. A lot of things going wrong with protests, a lot of pictures and videos of police brutality in those types of protest situations.
Very sad, but it's good that it's being brought to the public's eye and maybe to even all the head honchos when it comes to the police force, you know, by putting tabs and lockdown on some of those incidences that the police sometimes even create, you know.
Yeah, probably a big wake-up call for the police department.
I agree. Burts Bees, I know you've heard of it. Maybe you've put it on your lips. The chapstick, and there is a story behind this chapstick that everybody knows about Burts Bees except for Eddie. He has no idea what Burts Bees is, but I know all you guys out there know about it. And there's a documentary being filmed on the creator of Burts Bees, and he somewhat resembles Forrest Gump.
His story is apparently very similar to that of the character played by Tom Hanks. He is the logo on the Burts Bees, so that big bushy beard that you see, he actually has that big beard.
He's a beard man.
He's a beard man. Yeah, apparently he lives in a transformed chicken coop. He also holds bees with his bare hands, and the documentary follows his life and unique story.
I am sure he makes enough money to not live in a chicken coop. But
I'm pretty sure he does.
It's got to be by choice. It's got to be by choice.
Absolutely.
I would live in a tree fort, I think, by choice, you know? I mean, if I didn't have children, which I don't, or a girlfriend, which I do, I wouldn't mind it. There's some pretty cool tree forts up in the upper Kittitas County, I'm not gonna lie. On the 16th of this month, Regan caught up with a group of the Kittitas County community members at the high school, and what were they talking about at the high school?
Well, they were talking about children resiliency, and they mentioned this thing called counting your aces. Basically, it talks about identifying the different situations that you've been through in your lifetime, and that creating your character or your personality and having some kind of influence within children in the school.
It truly brings to light on the people that we become in the future, how our past affects us, and how other people affect our lives to some extent, even if they have no association with us.
And how we can push through the things that happen in our life that are harder to go through.
Moving forward 1 foot at a time. And 1 egg at a time was dropped from the Inland Network's bucket trucks down at the middle school for the annual egg drop this past weekend.
What's going on today?
It's the egg drop.
What is the egg drop?
It's where you make some compartment or device that is supposed to protect an egg, and then they drop it from a really high height, and you have to make your egg so that it doesn't crack open.
That's awesome. How long have you guys been working on that?
We just started today.
Yeah, well, so we had like an hour and a half for challenge class, and that's all we did is just worked on the egg thing. So yeah.
What'd you guys come up with?
We made like we're doing a jar of peanut butter. We're gonna wrap the egg in bubble wrap. Then we're gonna wrap the jar of peanut butter in a lot of bubble wrap and then put it in a box and then wrap the box in bubble wrap. Because one of our friends says he has like a lot of bubble wrap, so yeah.
And that's one idea, and then we have another idea. So it's a box, and we're gonna put like tissue paper and a whole bunch of padding stuff on the side, and then it's gonna have a sock that's going across with the egg in the middle, and it's gonna be stuffed with peanut butter, the sock, so that, and then when it drops, the egg is in the middle, but also if there's not enough protection, the egg goes up and down instead of just falling down to the ground or going up and hitting the sides of the box.
Awesome. Does your guys' invention have names? Do they
Nope.
No names. Unknown.
And no, yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm excited. You guys think it's gonna make the egg drop?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only if our friends bring them.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's important. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thank you to all the kids who put on that egg drop, and thank you to Jared Weiss for dropping those eggs. I would have been throwing them down as hard as I can, but he was just gracefully letting them go.
It was definitely fun to be there. I was filming it, and the kids were so excited.
They get pumped.
Yeah, they
get
got
pumped.
really into
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I think I would have like a 5-gallon bucket stuffed full of pillows and then drop it like that.
Some of them put it in peanut butter, jars of peanut butter,
Ooh,
and then the
that's
kids
smart.
had an umbrella, and they were covering themselves from the splattered peanut butter.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
funny.
Next, we have the Fire and Forest presentation, which is absolutely fascinating, and let's take a look at that right now.
I feel like I'm coming to a place where people are going to already know something about the subject matter that I'm talking about, and it's certainly very important because the woods are right nearby, and I keep telling people that fire is inevitable, and we can't pretend it's not going to happen. This is a section of a Douglas fir tree that lived through 2 fires. If you look at it here, the original tree is this part. So you can imagine a green tree, this whole thing here, and fire burned it, and it killed all the cambium, the phloem around it there. So basically, this part on the outside of the tree is now dead. This part continued to live, but then it grew back partway to here. Then it was in a second fire and grew back again. Trees really act as recorders of fires, and so they really give scientists a way of understanding what happened with fires in the past.
Thank you to everyone who put that on and everyone who took part in that presentation. And now we are going to move on to an interview with Chief Ferguson talking about your drug take-back day, taking back drugs.
And we're here for our 3rd annual drug take-back program, being assisted by members of the Kittitas County Sheriff's Department Citizens on Patrol. We've been here about an hour this morning. As we stated, we are taking back prescription drugs. The purpose of this is to get those unwanted drugs out of your kitchen cabinet or your bedroom cabinet.
What's a bedroom cabinet? I'm just kidding.
Keep them out of hands of those people that maybe would have a tendency to want to abuse them. Also, the other purpose is to dispose of them properly, more so than maybe dumping them down the toilet and getting them to our water system. So that's kind of what our function is today. What we'll do is we'll go ahead and box them up and we'll send them over to the State Patrol disposal site over in Spokane. Again, mostly and ultimately we want to try to keep them out of hands of people that shouldn't have them in their possession, people that would maybe again have a tendency to want to abuse these drugs. So when they're no longer wanted, no longer needed, this is a perfect opportunity to dispose of them.
Thank you, Chief Ferguson, for informing us on the drug take-back day and letting us know exactly what a bedroom cabinet is.
Get those unwanted drugs out of your kitchen cabinet or your bedroom cabinet.
Next, we have the Cle Elum Fire Department Easter egg hunt, and we have an interview with Dave Campbell. Let's check that out now.
name's Dave Campbell. I'm the fire chief for the City of Cleon Fire Department. We've got our annual Easter egg hunt that we do each year. It's organized by the Cleon Firefighters Association. Oh, turnout's been great. Kids are having a great time. Well, the event's been going for over 50, 60 years, somewhere there. We're not exactly sure when it started. We do this annually, and we spend all day Friday cooking eggs, about 120 dozen eggs or so this year. Then on Friday night, we have the kids that belong to the fire department. They come in and they dye all the eggs, and then Saturday morning we take them out here and we hide them for the kids.
Thank you to the Cleon Firefighters Association for putting on that Easter egg hunt. We truly appreciate it. You guys are doing great things down there. It was a great turnout, great prizes, and Sparky was even there.